I heard recently you used the words milking it, and
Yeah,
they had come
precisely.
to me this week. And so it was funny because we did milk it, and I had 5 minutes of material and questions to ask this person when we're finally just sitting in a bar. And 3 hours later, we're still talking. So, I'm still milking it. And at the end of it, he goes, well, how do you have this energy? How do you have this spirit? And I gave him one of your tapes.
The other day, Esther was arriving in Boca for a seminar. And as they were driving in the car, Esther was thinking about Jerry and how many times they'd driven on that road and how much fun it was to move through the orange orchards and sort of reminiscing. And then almost always in the reminiscing of something wonderful, there is the tugging of the absence of it just for a moment. So like our friend earlier, she had the choice of going there or bringing herself back from it. And so, of course, we shouldn't say of course because she always doesn't do that. But in this case, she brought herself back from it. And now she's talking out loud to Jerry in her mind, just speaking directly to him. And she said, I want to see you and I want to hear you. And this non-physical crap is not what it's cracked up to be. Because it was way more fun when we were romping through the orange orchards together.
Right.
And she said, I'm all right. I'm not complaining too much. I've accepted it. She said, I've accepted it. I don't like it, but I've accepted it. And then she just sort of settled down and continued to have a good time on the way to the hotel. And when she got to the hotel, she is dragging her bag behind her. She likes to just get hold of it and take it to the room herself. And she's going down the corridor, and as she is approaching her room, she can hear happiness inside the room, cheerful happiness. And she wondered what was going on in the room. And when she opened the door, there was a big black bird on the balcony. The windows were closed. The glass was closed. But the bird was perched on the back of the chair about this far from the window, looking right in at her. Chirping, talking, saying, can you see me? Can you hear me? 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 And Esther began to laugh. The bird stayed for about 20 minutes and never stopped looking at her and never stopped talking to her, never stopped being visual to her. Later that day, after the seminar, the next day after the seminar, she left the hotel, and a bird that appeared to be very much like that went everywhere she went. It was in the tree at the restaurant. It was back on the balcony later that night. In other words, so what's that about? What it's about is whatever it is that you want, the universe will find the path of least resistance to bring it. Now, there are people who say, well, hold on, because not only is she weird and she... something Abraham or something comes of it. But now she talks to birds too, and she appears to think that her dead husband is a bird. So I'm not sure how credible anything is here. But we demonstrate it because we want you to understand through the path of least resistance, whatever you're wanting will always be there. In other words, Esther was really specific. I want to see you and I want to hear you. Well, she's not going to hear him in the way she wants to hear him, but she was determined, she was focused, she was actualized in a way that she had not been before. And so the universe says, this is as close to what you want we can come, given what you are thinking and believing right here and now. And Esther said, I'll take that. I'll take that. And
I heard that yesterday.
As you take what you take, in other words, as you trust, as you know these things, you are the center of your universe. And Source is focused upon you. And anything you want is valid and is in the works. And there is no exception. And it is as easy to create a castle as a button. And there is nothing that is off limits for you. If you desire it and you are able to achieve vibrational alignment with the Source within you about it, it must be, you say.
Yes.
Good.
I heard this story yesterday, actually. That was what was playing about Jerry in the corner of your house with the windows, with the bird. and seeing it. So that was very special.
Well,
that you
birds are
brought that
very
up
wonderful
today.
messengers, but this conversation is far beyond birds. It's that there are people, there are experiences, there are all kinds of circumstances and events. The details will unfold to you. The matchmaking, the coordinating, the orchestrating is beyond your ability to understand. Your Earth is spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets, and you take it for granted. And yet those same universal forces are orchestrating specifically on your individual behalf in ways that are as meaningful and as important as that, you see. So as you begin to accept your worthiness as you stand in this place of positive expectation, and you begin identifying, and this is the thing that you're bringing to the forum here, and we really want to amplify it. Once you have identified that you want something, only once you have identified that you want something, are you ever going to be able to acknowledge the delivery of it as it comes. And that's the benefit of getting more and more specific about who you are and what you want. Define how you want the universe to deliver the details to you. But if you define how you want the universe to deliver the details to you from your place of yearning for the details that aren't there, then the more specific you become, the more resistant you become. So you have to go general if you are negative and specific if you are feeling good. That really is the rule of thumb. The better you feel, the more you milk it. The worse you feel, the more you go general. You following? Really good.
Thank you so much. I am complete for now.
On the aisle, right here.